Marty McFly, King of Receipts.
Marty, what's your thoughts, player?
Hey, what's up? First time here. What's good, QB?
Man, appreciate you dropping in, man. What's your thoughts? Any questions for me or for the guest?
Oh, shout out to the Art of Will. He kind of gave me the bat phone call.
Okay.
So just so because I'm just, I just got the call. I wasn't on the stream earlier. So just so I'm clear, the debate is whether or not game is necessary overseas. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Oh, whether it's useful. It seems like a lot of guys think it's not useful at all. Like being able to work a woman's emotions and kind of lead a woman emotionally. Some guys seem to think that's not useful at all. And I don't know how you could possibly think that, but some guys seem to think that.
Naturally, some guys would think that because a lot of, my whole thing is a lot of people are socially awkward. So they don't even really know how to read the room. I wouldn't even say talk to women. They just don't know when and when not to. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of those guys default to the wallet game. I guess that's a different form of game. Let me just leave with my wallet. And I don't disparage anybody for if that's what they choose to do. But if we're going on just my opinion, I think it starts with the social circle you have to have, because you get most of your leads through people. Like if you're a salesman, because ultimately that's what we're doing. You're basically selling yourself as a product to potential customers, right? And any salesman worth their weight in gold knows a referral beats out anything. It beats out a stat sheet. It beats out something dry on paper. But the problem that I see most guys have, they don't know how to build a referral system that means anything. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the guys, truth be told, QB, are we keeping it real tonight or are we PCing it? Wait,
we're keeping it real, but just where I can be monetized. So.
Oh yeah, I won't. No, I'm just being on subject matter. Y'all wouldn't do that to you.
Okay, cool.
I had to go to camera 2 for this one.
All right. Yeah.
So to be quite honest with you, most of the weekend warriors are P for P, and if they're not, the average, not going to say all, but 9.5 times out of 10, the women are sub-average. It's basement dwelling, bottom feeding at its best. And that's just the truth. I know people don't like to hear it. Everybody's got game. They get it for free. I heard it all. Everybody's got receipts, whatever. But that's just the truth. I personally, I'm in Brazil right now. I live here. I see you Ninja Turtles. I see you in Copa struggling. And it's pitiful because not only do I see you, but the local men see you too, and they giggle and laughing at you as you walk by with your $50 hooker.
Wow.
Listen, shoulder shrugs. It is what it is, and we have to have a come to Jesus moment because I'm in Brazil, so I'm just calling him Jesus. So we really got to have a come to see. It's a combination. It's not either or. It's know how to speak to women in general. I'm not saying you got to be your swagnificance has to take over the room or nothing like that. Let me go to camera 1. I'm not even saying that you have to be well spoken in the foreign language. Be conversational at least. And then it comes to appearance. Not everybody's 6 feet tall. I get it. And not everybody's white. I get it. So there's give and takes with everything. And then, have your finance together because truth be told, nothing's for free. Right? We could have the argument, I get it for free. You lame over here, you lame over here. Okay, yeah, cool. Hope that works for you. But the reality is, even if your swagnificance was on 12,000, let's just say, I could play both sides of the coin, right? Let's say you just that guy, but you're deficient in a lot of other areas. Once you get her, what are you gonna do with her? It's like a dog that chases a car. You got the car now. Now what? Can't drive it. Where you gonna go? It's not made for you. You know, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. If people disagree, feel free. I'm able to talk it out with anybody.
I have a question. I'm very confused about one of the points that you're making. You said that you're in Brazil, and you said that Brazilian men are laughing at American men with their $50 hookers. Is that what you said?
Absolutely.
Are you saying that because they're unattractive, or what?
All right. To understand what I'm saying, you have to understand cultural dynamics. See, when you go to a foreign country, right? People watch you, right? I'm from New York. Whenever somebody foreign comes to New York, you could tell by the way they walk, talk, dress. All of that is a cumulative effect. What seems to happen a lot in Brazil, as in other countries, Colombia, DR, Cartagena, some parts of Eastern Europe, what seems to happen, a lot of broke ninjas, turtles, come over here and they stay in the same area, they dress the same, they go after the same 12 girls. And yes, the men here laugh at you. All right, so let me try to make it make sense. For instance, when I'm talking higher caliber, I'm Xing out the entire P4P market. Like there is no high caliber escort, in my opinion. I mean, you could pay more, but that's not the type of chick you're trying to bring home to, the family and try to do anything with. So when we're talking about guys not being able to get the higher caliber women, they're just, rummaging in the mud with everybody else. Now, yes, Latin culture, there's brothels everywhere. And those men that visit the brothels leave and go back to their families. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's just the culture. I'm not here to judge. What I'm saying is when you Ninja Turtles come in, and this applies to whoever, you make a beeline for the dirtiest brothels in town. And listen, if that's what you want to do when you go to these foreign countries, I'm not here to judge you. But what I'm saying, there's a reason why the men of the country know where to go. And 9 times out of 10, they get it better and cheaper. And they just leave, the slim pickings to you guys, because they know the kind of country you're coming from, it's a step up for you. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? This is why they laugh.
Hold on, not to cut you off, Marty, but Anthony disagrees with the social circle. So Anthony, state your reason.
Like I was saying earlier, it's a lot of guys who've been traveling for years without a social circle, solo traveling, and we're still able to go and meet quality women without those problems. And I'm talking about just falling off in these upper scale areas where you don't have to worry about tricking or prostitutes getting scoped. It's all about where you go. It doesn't matter if you have a social circle or not. That's not needed, in my opinion.
Well, can we touch on that quickly?
Let me just respond.
Go ahead.
Let me just respond. Now, of course, nothing's a monolith. We have to address this like we are looking at this in a worldwide system, right? There's some guys that can do just that, as there are some guys that hit the lottery, but I'm not going to make an argument in its totality based on the few. That's what women do. When you corner them in the corner, they say, but not all. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is the numbers are with me on this one. When most of you Ninja Turtles, I can't talk to the individual, and I'm sure if we question individually people here, everybody is the biggest player in the world. So I'm not here to argue with y'all, but I'm telling you, or whoever's listening that knows, most of you ninjas are bottom feeding, $50 a pop. And then to make it even worse, you have a bad reputation from trying to haggle. Oh, 2 years ago, it was 1,000 pesos for 30 minutes. So if that's the game most of y'all want to play, y'all don't even play it correctly. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Social circle is important, because could you go to Manhattan on 42nd Street and hook up with a female finance banker?
Easy.
I'm sure in some warped reality that is possible, but I would never tell anybody in their right mind to do just that because that's not it's not realistic for most men. Now, if you're 6 feet tall, a millionaire, charismatic, you know, you're a Tupac in a suit, you're strong but sassy, you could fly, you could play ball. If you're all of that, great for you. But that's 0.25 of the population, and that's not strong enough to make an argument for the many. What game is not, right? For the ones who say, I didn't have to do that, I just showed up, you know, or the ones that say like, more so on the ones like, you gotta have game and smooth talk, a la Lucario stuff. Mm-hmm. This is what I say to that. None of that matters if you can't make money off your game. Mm-hmm. If you have all this game, you should be $1 million salesman. You should be Grant Cardone. You should be selling stocks, all types of policies, cars, houses. You should be a millionaire. Because game is really the art of getting what you want, right? So my thing is the limited vision. If you have all this game, why limit it to just spitting at random average women? When if the real game to me would be go spit and get that $1 million because the women come with the shit. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do. You think Kobe? Well, not Kobe, but you think any millionaire out there is out there actively spitting with his head steaming? No, they come with it like accessories. It's almost like air. You know what I'm saying? So all these guys, and I don't know who they are, but I'm just saying, just think about it for a second. If your game is really that great, you should be making millions. Now, the second point I was gonna make real quick is what I think Flight touched on. Okay. The social circle is not an end all be all quick fix it, because I'm gonna try to break it down in the best way that I can. Right. And we're gonna wrap up the stream really soon. I'll try to be quick. Okay. Like for instance, like he said, club promoters. So you make a social circle with club promoters. Then you might want to have a separate social circle with models. Why would you do that? Because models like to party. Now, if you're the in-between guy between the club promoter and the models, guess what? You create demand with yourself between two different parties. It's almost like the arc reactor when Tony Stark built it. It's like renewable energy. Now, along with that, you got to make sure you smell good, know how to not display incel energy, be a little bit likable. I'm not saying you have to be a dancing monkey, but you have to be somewhat, you know somebody when you get in the room with them and the room always brightens up, like he's the funny guy, he's the guy that gets everybody moving. Right. You want to kind of be in that realm. I'm not saying you have to do backflips and try to super impress every single chick you see, but there is a way to conduct yourself that's pleasing to most people, right? Mm-hmm. So all these things factor in to the coin phrase social circle. It's not just, let me just make a bunch of friends with a bunch of hoes and hopefully somebody likes me. Nah, that's not how it goes. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I live here, so I see the detriment to not having a social circle in Brazil. I see you ninjas come every week and a half. You rotate in and out, and you've been doing it for years. And you don't know anybody, you don't own anything, and you have no social circle. That's crazy. Because you hear a lot of guys, I've been traveling to this place since 1970, but you don't own nothing, nobody knows your name.